Okay, you better hold on to your chair, because today is the day to talk about an anime that no one ever asked for, but that we definitely received anyway. Fuji Heavy Industries, have you heard of it? It's a company that was founded in 1953 and is contracted by the Japanese government to make aerospace products, and has its roots even in large productions of World War II planes. And they make nothing less than attack helicopters today. Never heard of it? It's Subaru, okay? In addition to making cars, they also make stuff like this. It's crazy to think about that. At certain points in history, they even made buses, trains, garbage trucks, so if it moves a person, they are on top of it like a moth towards the light. But great, they have even made wind turbines too, okay. You know that's the Subaru logo, right? It is inspired by the Pleiades constellation M45, and Subaru is basically the Japanese name for this constellation. Okay, why are you talking about this? I know you are going to talk about Subaru's anime based on the title. Hold on, relax. So imagine that one day, high-ranking person from the company, the car company, right, was walking smoothly through Akihabara and vrow, a wild Tasha appears. For anyone else, the reaction will be the expected normal, but for that Tsubagyan being, it was a revolutionary idea. What if that design on the Subaru was from Subaru? And that, guys, is how you print money. More or less. What do this anime and this anime have in common? They are extremely appreciated all over the world. They have a great animation. Both Gurren Lagann and Evangelion are renowned for their mechas and the whole mechanical situation, with a really cool story behind them. But beyond that, that's right, they are all made by the same studio. Gainax would be perfect for this partnership with Subaru, right? Imagine a Subaru mecha and what is the medical girls? But what about the Impreza-inspired mechas? Shh. Girls flying on the drive shaft as if they were witches' brooms and traveling through space, through the stars. Fine, someone needs to be fired here. Yeah, the Subaru anime is nothing more or less than a magical girl anime for some reason. Anyone who likes anime already know what that means, but if you fell randomly here because you just like cars, basically they are schoolgirls who transform into magical girls to save the world and blah blah blah. Imagine Sailor Moon or Cardcaptor Sakura, if that helps you a little. But anyway, Hokago no Pleiades, the anime that Subaru, yes, the car brand, who is normally more interested in selling you four-wheel drive cars, decided to make it without looking back and jumping headfirst into the world of anime. Because right, who needs a normal commercial when you can make some space witches driving through the galaxies with a thing that is essentially an interstellar little Subaru? Look at the noise of the engine, bro. Basically, this is Madoka Magica without the emotional trauma and with more horsepower. Okay, but man, what the hell there is in a Subaru anime that has magical girls as its theme? Honestly, exactly what you expect when you ask this question. Here we have mainly two ways of watching. There's the Ona, which are 4 little episodes that were released on the internet to publicize the idea, because right, Gainax in the mid-2010s was already more gone than the little Fiat Panda with 27 sofas on the roof. So yes, this Ona can be watched on YouTube, and particularly speaking, it is actually a little bit better than the normal series that was released in 2015, 4 years after the Ona, and the series was released on TV like any other anime, so subscribe to a streaming service or go sail the 7 seas to watch it. In this anime, we follow the story of Subaru. Of course, the main character's name would be Subaru, right? And she suddenly becomes a magical girl and gets involved with 4 other girls in the same situation. This is Aoi, the blue Power Ranger, Itsuki, the sweetheart, Hikaru, and Nanako, the translator. Translator of what? The little shit right there. This is a Pleiadian, an alien straight from the Pleiades, and it was the one who made them transform with their innate potential to help it find the fragments of its spaceship's engine. The creature came flying on a boxer engine. Lol. But anyway, drive shaft, Subaru and alien. So, are you already at the Subaru dealership door? Those 4 foresters in there won't seldom say. No, in reality, despite being a literal Subaru anime and having a lot of things that you can't help but laugh at the silliness, everything fits more or less nicely into the story that they want to tell you. So maybe it's not as forced as it seems, but it still is, don't get me wrong. This is basically someone who went too far on a acid trip and wanted to mix cute little girls with the cosmos and the raw power of a Subaru, and somehow is charming. It's not a very good anime, but it's also not one of the worst things you will watch.
Thought you could leave without saying goodbye.
Oh, Subaru, that's not your scene, damn it. The story is really simple and very standard. Nothing very impressive happens like that, because it really seems that they had good isolated ideas, but rarely managed to connect them all into something coherent. Something in which a tiny Ona works much better than an entire full season. The story keeps flying in circles in the same situation, and it seems that many episodes are almost Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V from the other. It has its cool moments, but why are they in this beautiful scene in front of the Earth of an unknown planet in another galaxy? The development before these moments happen is not always very convincing. You'll just be like, okay, Subaru, do you see this person? And this one? So isn't it obvious that they are the same For fuck's sake, man. Everything goes on a loop where Subaru looks like she's lost like a blind man in a gunfight at literally every moment, and then something happens and she cries. They go after the fragment. This guy appears. They defeat him in ways completely... Bro, you just got a tap on the shoulder. Why are you backing down? Subaru has no idea who he is and they win. This repetition is a bit bizarre, but this happens because it tries to stick too much into the diluted theme of magical girls that 6 or 7 years old kids would love without paying attention to those kind of meh aspects. And it turns out that because of this, it is a work that only stays in that niche and doesn't break out of it with sensational things that anyone would like because of a really high quality. So whoever likes it is just this audience, and was this audience that Subaru wanted to reach, and unfortunately it was only them that it reached. So there's no way to say 100% that it's a bad anime, because certainly the visuals of the outside world, of the stars and everything else, is undoubtedly something that will be very striking for this audience, for those who watched it when they were young. So being good or bad is just a matter of perspective and audience, and the opinion would change completely depending on the type of person you are. But the reality is that anyone who likes Subaru enough to know that it made an anime is certainly not the target audience for this anime, and that's no mystery, right? It's an anime that not only carries this unusual situation of a car company, but also has a very important place in the history of anime. Hokagodo Pleiades was also the last dance from one of the greatest animation studios that ever existed. As a wise man once said, can I get 2, maybe 3 of these coming from the space to teach you of the Pleiades? None of me had a door.